Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about how to check if the given variable has some value or this value is true or not. Okay, so like suppose we have this variable var x equal to 5. Okay, so we can check this condition. If x has some value, then console.log value. Okay, we will print this, else we will print false value. Okay, so we we have declared x is equal to 5, and if x, yeah, 5 is, if 5 this if condition is true, then yes, has some true value. Okay, yes, x has some value. Okay, so let's run this program and see the output. It will print line number 6. Yes, x has some true value. Suppose it was string try, then if try, yeah, because x has some value, so it is true, then this will be printed. Let's run this program and see the output. Okay, x has some value. Suppose it was null, it was null. Then if x is null, then this condition will become false. Okay, so we will print else part. Let's run this program and see the output. See false value. And suppose it was undefined, then also else part will be printed. Okay, false value. And suppose it was an empty string. Okay, this is empty string, then false value, this is printed. Okay, suppose it was an array like 1 2, then if x is this array, so x has some value, so line number 6 will be executed because this condition is true. Okay, so it will print yes, x has some true value. Suppose this was an empty array. Suppose x was an empty array. For the empty array also it will print yes, x has some true value. Okay, see. And suppose it was an object a, and a is 10. So for this it will print yes, x has some true value because x is an object. Okay, this condition will be true. So see, it is printing true. Suppose it was an empty object. For empty object also this condition will get printed because x is a object. Okay, okay, see, it is not printing else part. Okay, suppose it was a number 10, then this line number 6 will be printed, line number 6 will get executed. Suppose it was a negative 10, then also x has some value. Okay, so line number 6 will get printed. Okay, and suppose it was 0. Okay, if 0, then this condition will become false because we are evaluating this x has some true value or not. So x is 0. Of course 0 is a value, but for if condition 0 means false. Okay, here just 0 has, just here this x has a value. It is a valid value. 0 is also a value. 0 is also a number. But for if condition, 0 is evaluated as false. So else condition will be executed and it will print false value. See false value. Suppose x was true. Okay, so this condition will be true, and yes, x has some true value will get printed. Okay, suppose x was false, then false statement will get executed. Line number 9 will get executed. See false value. Suppose it was not a number, then it was a nan. Then let's run this program and see the output. So it is saying if not a number, then else condition will get printed false value. Okay. Suppose this x was undefined, then it will throw some error because x is not defined. Okay. See, it is throwing error. X is not defined. See here. So we need to check whether X is defined or not. So we can check uh, type of X using type of operator, and we have to provide a operand. Operand is X, and so we can use this type check, not double equal to. Not double equal to will compare the value and type also. So if X is not equal to undefined, then logical operator and. If X is not undefined, then only check for this X value, because we want to get rid of this error. Okay, X is not defined. So see here in this program we haven't defined X. So type of X will be undefined, and we are checking type of X and value also. So value is undefined and type is also undefined. So it will be false. So this, because first condition becomes false, so second condition after the AND operator will not be evaluated, and directly because first condition is false, directly it will come to the else statement. Okay, so let's run this program and see the output. X is, suppose if X is not defined, then it will print else part, false value. See, false value. Okay, and suppose X was and X was 17, then it will print X has some true value. And suppose X was object, empty object, then also it will print some true value. Suppose X was an empty array, then also it will print some X has some true value. Okay, because X is not undefined and X has some true value. Suppose X was try, then also it will print some true value. Suppose X was null, then it will print else part, because X is null, condition will be false. Okay, suppose X was 0, so 0 will be evaluated as a false condition. Okay, so false value will be printed. See here. So this is how we can check if the given variable has some true value or not. Okay,